Good morning, everybody. You are tuned in to Cragcore. So, today we are going to be talking about the need for the double thing, the double stick, as we are calling it on this channel. That is basically the thing that is being rolled out against the row. We all know what that is. So, the need for it. Is it needed? Now, ultimately, whether it is or not, in my opinion, you could say, well, anything, like the row, you probably would need something, if it was serious enough. Now, we've discussed on this channel many times whether or not this thing is actually all that serious. And we're not going to go through that again for the sake of this video. We're just going to say on this video, we're asking the question this time, is it right to tell people that they need to have this double stick to go to work, basically? Because that's what's being proposed, is you need it in order to have a job. Now, a lot of places now, a lot of companies are actually saying that they will only employ people that have had it. So this being the case, it's discrimination and it's blackmail. It's blackmail. And that's illegal. You're not allowed to blackmail people. That's what this is. Just because the official government are doing it doesn't make it any less illegal. In fact, if anything, it makes it even more fucking terrible that these people are doing it. Does it not? I mean, that's like Jesus saying, well, fuck the lot of you. Coming and getting pissed. Fucking beating his wife. Mary Magdalene got a black eye. That's tantamount, a bit extreme, but it's tantamount to that, isn't it? Something you wouldn't expect to happen from somebody. They're doing it. It's illegal, it's bad, it's wrong, it's unethical. And they're doing it regardless, and nonetheless. These people are put in place, potentially by us, to, that's the illusion anyway, to, serve the people. And when they're blackmailing the people into doing something, well, why does anybody blackmail anybody else? Because they're going to gain from it. You blackmail people because you want them in a position where they are powerless, so you can gain from that situation. And I mean, look at the whole situation, man. Look at how much these people are gaining financially and with regards to the power that they are able to now assert over the population. And the population are allowing it, man, through the fear that has been driven by these people in order to allow them to get to this point. Now, anyway, we're through that bit. A little bit of a blurb there. So is it right, though? Is it right to tell people that they have to take the double stick to have a job? That's the question. In my opinion, since this is all about me and my opinion, no, it's not right. And I'm just going to paint out a little bit of a picture here, because I feel as though just bringing certain things to the fore, to the consciousness is just what's needed here. Because when you look at things in the cold light of day, through the eye of common sense, then you need, at that point, there's not much else that you're going to need in order to kind of show you that the fact that this is unethical is all you really need to see, is what I'm saying. And this will show you that. So anyway, let's look at some numbers here. I mean, did 5 minutes of research before this video. Let's look at some numbers here. I'm trying to keep this factual so I don't get another week's ban from YouTube, because I must admit, making loads of videos and not being able to post them has been annoying. And not being able to... Did you realise when you get a ban from Facebook, when you get a community strike, as they call it, it's not actually strike from the community, is it? It's a strike from the oligarchs. But when you get a community strike, you can't even add things to your playlists, even videos from other people. So, you know, say you want to watch a video later, you can add it to watch later, but you can't add it to your personal playlist. It's literally control over your channel's gone. Anyway, so I need to get out of this strike, man. It's been really annoying. So I'm trying to keep this factual so that doesn't happen again, basically. So this morning I looked on the government website and looked at how many people in the UK, the United Kingdom, okay, just in case there's another UK somewhere, and they go, the fact checkers pop up and say, oh no, that's not in the UK. So the United Kingdom, England and Ireland, I think it is, England, Northern Ireland and Wales. Basically, the number of people that have had the double stick in the UK is, drum roll please, and I'm going to be very specific here because this is as of the 4th of October 2021. The numbers of people that have had this double stick is 44,992,044. That is the actual number. I put it to memory because I wanted to be specific, because specifics is what you need in order to understand the bad fucking shit that's behind this regime and the fact that, you know, we shouldn't be allowing it to happen. The inefficacy. So, if I said that right, inefficacy? Comment in the section below and correct me if you like. It's unethical anyway. So, you've got 44,992,044 people that have had the double stick, right? Now, the population of the UK stands at about 67.9. So nearly, very, very nearly 68 million people. Now, let's look at some percentages here. That is about 2/3. I think it's just above 2/3 or slightly below 3/4 of the population of the UK that have had this now. Okay, so that in turn tells you that the majority, over half, you know, 2/3 of the people of the UK, 44,992,044 people, so very nearly 45 million people have had this. And there's only 68 million just about in the UK itself. So a large percentage of the fucking population. So I would say take a look at the cases that they are telling you are happening and then start adding them up on a daily basis or a weekly basis and start saying, well, does this equate to being the people that haven't had it? Because I would have to say no. There are still people by this very number, if you look at it, if the numbers of cases are so high that they're going to force us into another lockdown, that they're going to force us to have, you know, sticks for jobs, if they're going to force us to have, you know, place restrictions on the way we see each other once again, and with face coverings, if they're going to force us, you know, to live by a totalitarian agenda, surely they would be doing it because, you know, this is fucking crazy and everybody's fucking dying. But if the double stick works, well, then there'd be no need for that, would there? I mean, these numbers are going to have to be pretty fucking high. The numbers of cases are going to have to be pretty high, right? And let's not forget, the cases themselves do not mean that there's that there is something severe going on. These cases do not mean that you're going to be in the hospital. These cases do not mean that every single one of them people are going to die. No, it does not. It simply means that somebody has tested positive. Now, there is a vast range of symptoms and levels and degrees in which these symptoms affect the individual. Now, the fucking large majority chunk of these people that catch and that test positive actually have hardly any symptoms, and it's reported as being that way. So therefore a case is nothing when you look at it like that. So even to say that we're locking the country down and we're going to force you to have sticks for jobs, and anybody that wants to go here and there, like nightclubs and venues and all this kind of stuff, we're going to force them to have this double stick too. It seems very, very strange. In fact, it seems unethical to the point where it's not about the double stick at all. Because you have to say, well, if the cases are still rising to that degree, where they're able to lock a country down because of it, well, surely then the double stick isn't working. Because all of these numbers cannot be coming from the small amount of people, from the less than a third that haven't had it. They can't, surely not. Not forgetting that the people that have refused this are most likely not going to be having the tests done as well. Therefore, where are the numbers coming from? Where are the cases coming from? You know, at this point, people have to question, because the further you go through this and the more that the numbers present themselves in such large ways, the more you have to question these things and look at it in such a way that makes you go, well, actually, yeah, you know, how can this be the case? Why is this? I spoke to an old lady yesterday in her 50s. She's had the double stick. She chose to do it, okay? Now, this woman is an amazing, amazing woman. In fact, she was the one that said to me, it's blackmail. And I was like, well, fuck, you know, this woman's nailed on it. You know, this woman knows what she's talking about. I thought, this is fucking refreshing. I'm speaking to an old person, which, fucking hell, there's a bomb about to go off. I was speaking to this old lady, and it was so refreshing to have a conversation with somebody who decided through their own free will and volition to have something based on the information that they had looked at. That was her choice. I've got no problem with that, and she hasn't got a problem with that. She decided to do it because she thought that because of her age, she'd be better off with it, you know, to err on the side of caution. And that's fair enough. But she said that she believes that people have the choice regardless. She knows full well that I haven't had it, and she's spending time with me in close proximity, you know, as I'm working with her. I mean, I'm a tattooist, right? So I work very close to people, and she's sat with me. You know, we're in each other's fucking space. We're talking to one another this close. And she is comfortable with that, and she is saying, I personally believe that everybody has a choice, whether or not they choose to go for or against. I chose to go for, and that's my choice. And I respect your choice. And she said, I think everybody should have the choice and should not be judged for it. And she also said she disagrees, hence her comment of blackmail. She completely disagrees with people being forced to have it, forced to have the double stick in order to go to work. She says, well, that is blackmail and that is wrong. And she also has said, which is the truth, it's illegal. And I said, fucking hell, Doc, you've hit the nail on the head there. Now I'm going to drop a little, I'm going to drop a bomb on it here. when she first came into the studio and I said to her, "You all right, love, how you doing?" She says, "Yeah, I'm fine, thanks." And I said, "Oh, good, you know, it's nice to hear." I said, "Have you been okay since the last time I saw you?" She said, "Well, not really." I said, "Well, what's up with you? You know, what's happened?" Because, you know, I was concerned. She said, "Well, you know, I had the row." I said, "Did you?" She said, "Yes, I had it, you know." She says it wasn't very nice. Somebody else in her family, someone younger than her, had it as well. They both tested positive, and the younger person who had it had very mild symptoms. I think they had a bit of a sore throat, she said, and that was it. Now, this lady who I was talking to in her 50s, you know, who I was working with, she said that she had different symptoms on a daily basis. You know, she woke up the first day, she had a tight headache, felt like somebody had put a belt round her head, tightened it up. The next day she was very, you know, she had the chills, then she was hot, she had the, you know, the temperature, achy. She said it wasn't very nice. That was the way she put it. Now, she also said, "But I got through it, and I'm fine now." I said, "Right. Now, this woman's had the double stick." She said this to me, she says, "But, you know, I've had it." And I said, "Well, no." So this is proof. This is living proof of this thing, this double stick, actually making no difference of whether or not you can catch the row, you know? This is proof, this is living proof that people that have the double stick, it makes no difference on whether or not they catch the fucking row. And that is the truth. That is a fact. And if YouTube want to fucking take this video down for medical misinformation again, well, they are liars. And they are protecting a lie by doing so. Because there is fucking living proof out there to prove that this is the case. And the more and more people that take this thing, that have the double stick, and then catch the row, they're going to realise, man, that actually this makes no difference. So at that point, you have to then question, why is the government saying then that you have to have it to work? Unless it's about compliance, because it makes no difference to your health, fucking clearly. You know, it may, I mean, this is what's been said officially, it may lessen the chances of catching it and lessen the symptoms. Fair enough, you know, fair enough. But it doesn't stop it, does it? So ultimately, so it doesn't really affect the ability to work by, you know, by the ways of health at all, does it? Because it's a fucking hit and miss potluck chance, isn't it? So ultimately, why? Unless this is about compliance. So you fucking got two people that want to work, and you're going to give the job to the person that's had it. Why? Unless it's about compliance. Why are the government saying this is the case? Well, it's about compliance then, isn't it? Because it's about employing the people that will go along with the regime. It's about employing the people that will say yes sir, no sir. They're the people they want in society, because their society, their new normal that they want to bring in, is a society of abject and ultimate compliance to the system. They only want people that are going to be compliant. God knows what's going to happen to the people that are non-compliant. Fucking God knows. That's a scary thought. That's a fucking terrifying thought when you consider the fact that they are willing to potentially create a society where people are put out of work and will therefore lose everything, their livelihoods, and be rendered probably homeless, without any income, therefore poverty-stricken to the point where they can no longer live. Because that's what this will create. If you don't comply with something that clearly has no fucking bearing over what it is they're telling you it's for. If you don't comply, you cannot work, which means you cannot support yourself. So what's going to happen to those people? Well, they're either going to give in to the blackmail. You know, coercion is a nicer word for it, but ultimately it's blackmail. If you're either going to give in to the blackmail, which is illegal, might I add once more, and you're going to have this thing in order to just fucking support yourself and survive, which is a God-given right, by the way. It's a human right to be able to fucking support yourself, to be able to go to work and survive financially in order to supply yourself and your family with food. It's a human right. And these people are taking it away from you, you know, based on something that by the numbers and by the actual physical living evidence makes no difference to what it is they're telling you it's for, unless by the same evidence and by the same numbers and all of that proves that this is about compliance. Therefore, why would somebody want to render such compliance within the society that we are fucking part of? Why would they want to try and instill that in such a way, with such severity, over the population of the UK and most likely the fucking planet Earth? Why? Well, like I've just said, and I'm going to repeat myself here because it's very important, because they want to bring in a civilization that is about complete and utter control and compliance by the people. They want to fucking have the people on their knees and saying yes sir, no sir at every single and possible turn. They want to control you and rule you unquestionably. The evidence proves it, man. Open your eyes and look at it. The evidence proves it. I've just laid it out for you to see. That's what they want. That's what they're going to try and bring in. And that is what they're bringing in, so long as people allow it. You know what I said to this old lady yesterday? I said, you know what, darling? We need more people like you on the planet. We need more people like you around that are willing, and I did say this, I said, we need more people like you around that are willing to stand up for the rights of people like me. And I honour that. Fucking respect to the woman. Hats off. 100% respect. Regardless of her own choice. You know, fucking hell. She is sitting there and she is out and proud of the fact that, yes, she's gone along with what it is the government have told her to do, but she still believes in the rights of the people to choose to go against it. You know what? What a woman. What an actual human being. We need more people like her around, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Craig Court. I'm going to sign off here. Love and peace to all things everywhere. I'm feeling extremely positive knowing that there are people like this walking around, and all power to it. The tides are going to turn, trust me. The tides will turn. As this goes on, the tides will turn, so long as there are people that are willing to talk about this, people that are willing to stand up for the rights of people, other people, people that are willing to look and just fucking open their eyes to what is going on and just accept. It doesn't matter what your choice is. This seriously is starting to become about compliance, not about health. Love and peace to all things everywhere. This is Craig Court signing off. Peace.